NBA season is in full effect. You know what I'm saying? Another episode of Pro Conversations podcast. I'm your boy, I love you, Chase.
And this your boy Mook, and this is episode 2. So they get straight into it. So another day, another trade. Earlier we had Lonzo Ball get traded for Isaac Okoro. So how you feel about that, Jason?
Man, I love it. I love it for the Cavs. I love it for the Bulls as well. We're gonna get into that, but I feel like the Cavs definitely won the trade. You pick up Lonzo Ball. Granted, he has been a little bit injured, especially for the past few years, but just looking at the ceiling of that transaction. You got a elite playmaker, elite defender, and he's been doing great as a three-point shooter as well. You don't have to rush back Darius Garland, have more point guard depth, and then you're looking at the possibility, the huge possibility of losing out on Ty Jerome. Granted, yeah, they did just lock in Sam Merrill for 4 years. We can look into the numbers wise later, but you did just lock in Sam Merrill. I feel like it's great. I feel like it's great for them in that organization. On the Bulls side, you just gave Josh Giddey another weapon. Like, if anybody's watched those Bulls games, besides the one, I mean, obviously, but besides the one against the Lakers, they hit the game winner, this, that, and the third, they're not scared of anybody. They're not scared of anybody. They have nothing to lose. They have to, it's the game. You know what I'm saying? And get better as a team. And believe it or not, if you're worried about what he did on OKC and them getting rid of him for Alex Caruso, Josh Giddey is one of the best playmakers in this league today, especially at 6'8". So I want to say both sides kind of won, but for me, in the situation that they're in, with the East being this open, I feel like the Cavs won that trade. That's just my, small take. How you feel?
Yeah, I'm most definitely feeling the same with the Cavs because with like you said with what could be. With if we damn near get that same Lonzo with how he was looking last year, I'm not gonna count. Like you said, we don't have to rush Garland back. We got another guard for the depth chart, and it's Lonzo Ball. Like this is a great pickup, elite defender, elite playmaker, elite three. So being truthful, it's a lot. It's even some possibilities that you could run there's him and there's Garland in that starting lineup if
Mm.
some injuries happen just because of what he brings to the team. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just for a playoff series, just for a certain team, like you're able to do that with Lonzo Ball. He's able to play a lot of not position but positions just on the floor. But to go over to the Bulls side, I like Isaac. I feel like when they got Hunter, that took away from him a lot because Hunter was already like up here. He did this in the playoffs with the Hawks. You know what I'm saying? So he was regarded in a more higher, which I get. You know what I'm saying? It is DeAndre Hunter. So I think with Isaac going to the Bulls, he gets the how can I put this? I think he gets that shine that he needs with Josh Giddey, elite playmaker. He gets exactly what he needs. Like they don't have that DeAndre Hunter. He can bring that grit and grind to the Bulls with their little hungry players that they already have. It could work. They could be a team. They a playing team. So I can see coming out these that has that possibility
I agree.
of going into the playoffs. Like I'm not saying they go on a crazy run or anything like that, but I definitely can see it. But just to end it off, I definitely think that the Cavs won that trade, but it's definitely like a 60-40 type win. Like it's nothing crazy. It was one of those trades, but yeah, I definitely think the Cavs won. But to get on to the draft though, you want to go ahead and get the grading some of these guys on, not even grading, but I guess like reacting and their effects on the team that they're drafted to. You want to go ahead and get into that?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure, man. Obviously, the Mavericks draft Cooper Flag, best player in this draft, hands down. Been talking about him. If you watch ESPN, there was a reporter on there that kept saying every person that kept popping up with a damn suit on, there's Cooper Flag! There's Cooper Flag! There's Cooper Flag! Like he was the only person in the draft. And that's how it feels like for most of America. We could get into that. With the Kyrie basically just resigned, like did his extension based on this acquisition as well. Declined his player option so he can lock in because he feel like this team is a championship caliber squad with Cooper Flag on it. You got Jason Kidd saying what he's saying. We can get into that. You got 80, saying that he gonna get him back for hitting the 3 pointer in his face. I gotta go back and watch that footage. So, I feel like he fits right into what they have going. Like I said a few episodes ago, it's kind of a conspiracy. Like you trade Luca and you wind up with Cooper Flag. That shit weird. But it's still hard. What I'm saying? I still love the move. He big as fuck. He can shoot. He can pass. He can defend. It's not much he can't do. I would just want to see it translate to the NBA level. How you feel?
Almost the exact same. He was the best prospect coming out of college. So I definitely see him as with him playing behind the AD. I can definitely almost because if I'm not mistaken, his averages were around like 16, maybe 18, like 6 to 5 rebounds. Like 4 3 assists. I think he comes in and he gives the Mavericks almost those identical stats. Like I always liked Cooper Flag. I liked him back Montverde, like he always had that pro game with him. Like even just right before the college season had started, he was hooping with AD and them with the whole Team USA. Like, and we can get into that later. Like they had high regards for him. Like they was like he could come right now. So I think with him playing behind a great player like AD, it's nothing but for him. Like for real, for real. So I definitely see him. I also definitely see him winning that Rookie of the Year. You know what I'm saying? Like if I go ahead and call that early, but yeah, that'd be my pick for that. But with the second pick to go on to the next
Yeah, before we
person, the
before we
Spurs.
move on, do you
mm,
feel like the Dallas Mavericks is championship caliber with a healthy Kyrie?
Hell yeah! Even last year, I think if that injury doesn't happen to Kyrie and they make the playoffs, I think they have. I think they can make a run in that playoffs. Like I like, hell yeah, I like their team. Hell yeah, Kyrie and AD. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How about you, real quick?
I can see it, but like I said, like the West hasn't fully shaken out yet. I feel like there's still moves to be made. Like we had no clue what the Spurs are going to do. Like we saw the Spurs were trying to get KD. They didn't get KD. Who's to say they don't go get that man in Milwaukee? You know, and then that's another problem the league got to deal with. Not just the West, but the whole damn league got to deal with for years to come. So it's a little too early for me. I say, still the team to beat right now is gonna be OKC, like everybody else is saying, and that's just
Yeah.
real shit. They're the champs. We should respect them as the champs. But yeah, like you said, that second pick, Dylan Harper. I love what he adds to this squad, but at the same time, it makes you think because they already got Castle and Fox. Like this is a Popovich move, and he's thinking about the bench or like what's going on. Like we got three real main guards for real. Chris Paul's out of the picture. I already know. Chris Paul's talking about
Yeah,
going
yeah,
there closer to LA. Instead, I would rather him just go to LA at this point because,
yeah.
before he was saying I don't want to jump on the bandwagon of the Clippers because they got Paul George and Kawhi and they're championship caliber. That shit's dead. That's dead. That's in the water. That shit over with.
Yeah,
You
fact.
said that about Braun and them. They had just came off a championship. Then after that, they were in the second round against the Suns. They got injured, and you still was saying that because you was running yourself. So after years after that, when you still had another chance to leave that team, you wound up in Golden State because they had just went to the Western Conference Finals. This is the time. I feel like if there was ever a time for you to go back to LA, this is the time. If you're still willing to play in this league, that's the time. But that's another conversation for another time. We can get back into Chris Paul, but Dylan Harper, love his playmaking, love his scoring ability. Like I said, he will match up perfectly with Wembanyama. But I said, but it makes me ask more questions. Like I'm hyped, but makes me ask more questions about what the Spurs have in mind. How do you feel?
With this pick, I love it because I love Dylan Harper. Like you said, I love his game. Great playmaker. His downhill ability, elite. And he has a that man has a counter for everything that you throw at him. Like, but it's really hard to say because, like you said, like their guard depth that's already there. Like y'all have a top 10 point in year, the reigning rookie of the year before it was. That's another position, but you got all these guards and Chris Paul. Even though, like you said, like we said, he out the door. But Devin Vassell, what are we doing here? Keldon Johnson. We got guards out here. Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing? Like, but I guess that just has to be a pick we come back on, I guess. And after we see what they doing, I don't know. I hope the next couple weeks, you know what I'm saying, whatever. I guess we'll just have to come back before the season starts
Hmm.
and really, have to really tell because we know he's not starting right now. So like the whole him with Wimby is like it would be great, but we not gonna be able to see that. But yeah, that's a pick for that team, and it's crazy that we saying that because the very next pick is even crazier than that. Like with the third, Philly took BJ Edgecombe. I hope I'm Comb
Cone,
Edgecombe.
yeah, cone, bro.
Tripping. I don't know why, but out of Baylor.
Hey man, look,
You got Tyrese Maxey.
yep.
You got what's his name? Jared McCain,
Hmm.
who was looking crazy
Before the
before he
injury,
got injured.
yep.
Then you got what's the other guy I just mentioned earlier? Quentin Grimes. What are we doing here? I need some answers, Philly. What are we doing here?
uh,
This is a. I'm gonna say it because I was saying it off. I'm gonna say it not because I was saying it off camera. I gotta stand on my words. In my eyes, this man is Ben McElmore. He's Josh Jackson. He's. You know what I'm saying? He's Justice Winslow. Like
oh my god.
in my opinion, he's nothing like crazy. This is like that Jalen. This is a Jalen Suggs type pick, in my opinion. Like, and if you ask me, you don't spend a lottery pick on a role player. I don't know. That's a meal. But yeah, I don't know. But this wasn't a deep draft either. Like this wasn't a crazy, like this was a like Cooper Flag was without a doubt like the number one prospect. Then it was like okay, you got your. I feel like the top almost like 10 was like guaranteed. Then after that, it was just like okay, well, I don't know, like. But yeah, I don't really like it per se. But how about you?
Man, I like the shit at all. I mean, I didn't see nobody else going to this team. I didn't see him going to this team. What I saw Philly doing with this pick was trading it. All they did with this pick was come up with the goddamn a newer, different kind of version, but same kind of concept of the Norlis Noel, Jaleel Okafor, Joel Embiid, three-player position thing. Like, why are we doing that? We starting the process back up. The process should have been done. What are we doing? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? If you're still like, just look at just a few more picks that's within this draft. Like we already guard heavy, so Jeremiah Fears, Trey Johnson, out of there. If we're gonna go forward, Ace Bailey. Why would we pick Ace Bailey? We still got Paul George on the team, unless you're gonna put him in some type of leadership role and he's helping him, develop his game, this, that, and the third. But their games to me are very similar. And so I feel like it's kind of productive to have a rookie on a team with a player that plays similar that he does. It's kind of redundant. Unless you're, putting that older player up in a role model, Udonis Haslam or somebody, somebody in a bench role that's
yeah,
going to basically, lead him down a great path. But I don't see that in Paul George right now. I feel like Paul George is still in a mode to where he wants to win a championship and is trying to. It's just circumstances is not lining up for him. But yeah, in my opinion, they should have definitely traded it. But
definitely agree.
let's move on to number four, the Hornets draft Concaneppel. Man, when I first heard this, I was a little thrown off. I'm like, he does not fit the culture. And then the more I thought about it, he adds to the culture. He kind of changes that culture, the stigma that they have going on over there in Charlotte. Of these a bunch of troublemakers. You got people on drugs, people in domestic violence disputes, and getting suspended out the league and drug violations, all of that. Let's do away with that. And also on the court, we just trying to put up shots. We just trying to look cool, between the legs type shit. He doesn't do that. He reminds me a lot of Austin Reeves. I believe I said that in the draft preview that we had.
Yeah,
He reminds me a lot of Austin Reeves on the ball, the willingness to pass, the willingness to play off the ball. Like, I don't even need it. Just pass it to me when you can. I'm not afraid to shoot that bitch. I don't care who's in front of me. I'm knocking it down. And then also his finishing it's a little finesse, similar to Austin
yeah,
Reeves. Like, it's not the quickest thing you ever seen. It's not the most creative thing you ever seen. But he gets to his spots. He knows what he wants to do. And a defense, he forces the defense to adjust, and that's enough for me. So yeah, I feel like he goes well with Lamelo if he's healthy this year. I would love to see that. You know what I'm saying? How he
Yeah.
would utilize a Knuckle. How do you feel?
Yeah. I think he's a guy that comes in and, like you said, damn near changes a lot of shit that they have going on right now. You know what I'm saying? But just to keep it on the floor, I'm trying to really think, but I don't think like they have that type of off ball guy. Like, don't get me wrong, yeah, those guys can play off ball. It's kind of like those guys who can pass, but it's more because you have to. You're not a willing pass. You know, like you don't see the other type of lanes that you know what I'm saying. Just
You don't
like
see
a
the
Chris
bigger picture.
Paul, yeah, facts. But yeah, I don't because you got Melo, ball dominant point guard, you know, but he also I say a great passer. You got what's his name out of Alabama? Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that needs the ball. Miles Bridges is he can
He's
create his
like their
own
best
shot. You know
off
what I'm
ball player besides Knuckle. He can
saying?
slasher. He can dunk that bitch. He can do a catch and shoot.
But this is a certified. If you throw me this ball in its corner, I'm hitting. Fuck a jab step. I'm hitting it three.
Hmm.
They don't
I
have that
love
guy.
it.
Yeah, facts. And with and him bringing that to that team, I think it expands them. I don't think they're over that per se hump yet, but I do think this just gives them a couple notches. You know what I'm saying? Like close to that point, especially depending on what they do. You know what I'm saying? And this, like I'm gonna tell you about damn near every team because we still got to see what these teams do in these next couple weeks, month, and all that with this free agency. So yeah, I fuck with that pick most definitely. But on to the next one. Ace Bailey out of Rutgers, who they were saying was about to go to Philly. He in Utah, and it's some controversy down there in
Nah,
Utah.
nah, that nigga in Utah.
Not it's a controversy down there in Utah. And he not even down there to hear about it. The other rookie, Austin Clayton, he got on the flight, but Ace Bailey did not get on that flight. But we gonna talk about that for sure at the end by the end of the EP. But my thoughts on it. This was a guard heavy draft. Let me just say this was a
Yeah,
guard heavy draft. It was,
yeah.
but damn, you just drafted Cody Williams the year before that. You got Colin Sexton. I can't even think another of the other. Keontae George. You got guards out there. So what are we doing with trading Ace Bailey? With me looking at it right now, I think they should have went with a CMB. They should have went for
Ah,
that damn. Yeah, like
okay.
they should have went for that damn forward
Yeah.
out of everybody. Like I get Billy, y'all should have just traded y'all damn pick. I can't figure y'all head dude name. You should have traded that damn pick. But yeah, I think they should have went for the CMB. Like, cause to a certain extent, y'all don't really have that type guy. I guess no, I can't really say that about John Collins. But yeah, y'all don't really have that type guy. Like so I think it brings a could be elite defender to the team, and that helps y'all out because y'all got crazy offense. Y'all can score the ball for sure, but when it comes to the defending side of the ball, y'all guards getting broke off like crazy, and it's only so much Lloyd Marketing and Dan Walker Kessler. He he can have 6 blocks all he want. But if they keep on dropping down there every time, they gonna get some buckets. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think they should have went with a CMB. But yeah, we definitely got to see how this pan out. But how did you feel about the Ace Bailey pick?
Like, it's two sides of it. Like, I want to say, what the fuck is his agent thinking? Like, that motherfucker is crazy. Does he have Ace Bailey's best intentions at heart, or is he thinking about himself? Like, what he can get off, what he can make off of this deal. You know what I'm saying? Off his future type shit. Was he thinking about for Ace Bailey future and what he got to go through to get there? Because I don't know if y'all seen it. Like basically, Ace Bailey and his team was telling teams, if you draft me, I'm not gonna show up to camp. This that, and the third. Like I trying to basically dictate where he was gonna play, and
And mind
that's
you,
not
he already didn't go to some team like workouts and all that like before the draft. So it's like, but go ahead.
for sure. And and let's not even make too much of a big deal of that because other players have done it. Shit,
Yeah,
I just brought one of them up. Austin Reeves did the same thing, and that's how he wound up on the Lakers. He basically did not work out for teams. He could have wound up in Boston. He hate Boston, but he could have easily ended up in Boston had he did what everybody else do and go through all the workouts and do all that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, he put his foot on the ground, stand up like a man. Like I do not want to go do this. And I feel like, in a way, maybe sometime in the future, players should have that ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't just have to go somewhere they don't want to go or they super far or whatever the circumstances is. They should have a little bit of a choice. Not too much of a choice because, you know what I'm saying? Quick to say, the Jazz saw all of that. Danny Ainge and his son saw all of that and said, yep, yeah, we like you. We gonna pick you, boy. And we fuck with that. Good on the court and you got a mind of your own, for sure. You could definitely run in Utah. Yeah, we like players like that, bro. This man literally said, I will not show up to your camp. And he like, bet, that ain't no problem. You ain't even got to show up, Playboy. You still going to be here. Because all I'm hearing is from the reports is that they're not backing down. None of his
Yeah, fact.
demands, all of that, they don't care about none of that. And if you've seen how Danny Ainge was in Boston, he definitely don't care about none of that. This could turn out, I ain't going to say really bad. It could turn out really negative. Let me say that. Bad, kind of like a bad choice of words. And the most Ace Bailey probably take a minute to wind up playing because they probably not gonna trade him. They're not gonna
Yeah.
waive him because the ability that he has on that court. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like that's the real reason why they drafted him. They're looking at the rest of the teams. They're looking at the rest of the players, and they thinking about what they can add to their squad to make them even better than what they are. To be honest, if you look at everybody else on the team, no offense, everybody else on here, I would pick them too if it was me. But yeah, I hope he goes to camp. Just
Yeah.
not 2K. Like just not 2K. You're not for the, you know what I'm saying, go through all of that, talk to Jim and have all that soap opera shit going on. This is real
Fact.
life. I hope he
I'm
signed
glad
that
you said that.
contract. I hope he get his family out of the situation. I know he got the NIL, but this is even more money than the NIL. So I don't know. I just want to be smart about it.
Batman Cooper.
Batman Cooper.
Joker Cooper, bro. But
Frank Lucas Cooper,
yeah.
dog. That goddamn
But then
Miko.
number 6, the Washington end up getting Trey Johnson out of Texas, another guard. I mean, you literally got 3 vet guards out there right now. Maybe 2 of them not play. I don't know. It's a lot of these situations where it's like, oh,
Cause what the hell is they doing, boo?
like
What the fuck?
I don't know
What are
what these
these
teams
teams
doing.
thinking about, bro?
I don't know. I don't know. Let
You
me say
got
it again.
CJ, Chris Middleton, Marcus Smart, and then you say, hey, you know what? Trey Johnson. Why?
We need you, bro. Because he going to be behind Chris Middleton, or is Chris Middleton going to be running the 3? Question mark. So for me, I ain't going to lie. Well, you could go ahead and.
That's my same take too. I really don't understand this one. I really, but I get that Jordan Poole trade was more so for money. You clear shit off the books, and then like
Mhm.
eventually, if it's next off season, not obviously not this one coming up, but next off season after that, they'll have a lot more money and capital to wind up getting some real players in, but not real players, but some bigger players in, some bigger names. But for right now, this is a little bit confusing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure Washington is confused. I mean, I love Trey Johnson, but in
Yeah,
Washington,
facts.
not really seeing it. I would have loved to see him like in the Raptors uniform, even a Nets uniform. I would have loved to see that. Shit, he could have went to the Trailblazers because I'm pretty sure they're not going to keep Drew Holiday.
Yeah,
But
facts, facts,
who
facts.
knows? I don't know what they have planned. They might be pulling a Washington number 2 and keep Drew Holiday on that team. That leaves us with the number 7 pick, which is confusion as well because they got a bunch of guards down there too. Jeremiah Fears goes to the Pelicans. Man, love Jeremiah Fears. I
Great game.
heard comparisons of VJ Edgecombe being compared to Westbrook. I say Jeremiah Fears is more so like Westbrook to me. I love the finishing. Like I said, it goes along with the dunking ability, but jump shot, he's a little fearless with it. His mid range is nice. The 3-pointer could definitely be better, but how does that fit with the Pelicans? I have no clue because you got DeJounte Murray, you got Jordan Poole, you still got Jose Calderon, you still got Brandon Boston, you got
You got Trey Murphy.
Herb
I can't
Jones,
think of
and you
first.
you still got old buddy from the Pacers, Raptors, and the Nuggets. Who
Bruce
am I
Brown.
thinking about? Bruce
No,
fucking Brown is on that team. What are we doing? What is going on with the league? Like the top teams is just there. Like they locked in. It's like everybody that just know they not a top team right now. It's just I don't know. Like they did the SpongeBob episode when it was in the brain and they was like burning all the paperwork down and shit. Like I don't know what is going on right now. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Drafting him, Another team I feel like could have traded. Could have traded. They pick. Could have probably got something else. You know what I'm saying? Some more pieces. Could have packaged that with Zion and
Yeah.
got Zion up out of there. Could have packaged that to Washington up there. Washington probably could have flipped that, got something else. You know what I'm saying? There's numerous things that could have happened. You don't just because you have a pick. Like and the good teams, the teams that ain't really have no pick in this first part of the draft, know that. Just because you got a pick don't mean you got to draft them motherfuckers.
Right.
How you feel about that?
What in the fuck? Like, what the fuck is we doing? I'm not even gonna spend too much time because it ain't even no point. Because I feel like we done been saying the same shit about these goddamn teams ever since fucking VJ. We been saying the same shit. Why these niggas with all these guards drafting more goddamn guards? So, just gonna keep it short. I don't know why. Maybe they do some moves. This might be one of the ones we come back to. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they make some moves and then they clear up some of that space. And then we actually see him have a role in his offense. But as of right now, I don't see it. So, on to the next pick. Brooklyn with the eighth with Igor
Get
Dimmon
them.
out of BYU.
Man, Igor,
And
he got some passing ability, a big ass guard. But when you look at that footage, my brother, no bag
yeah,
whatsoever. Like no dribble bag. He get on that NBA floor. That shit is getting picked. He averaged 5.5 assists in college, and he had multiple over 10 assist games. He's going to be averaging 5.5 turnovers and over 10 plus turnover games. Because what the hell was this pick? I would have rather see him fall down to the second. I understand there's the upside to this, and nobody's looking at the Nets to win a championship in the next 5 to 10 years. I don't see it, especially how they're currently constructed and the people that they have in place up there. I don't see it right now. Like, there's no
yeah,
finishing ability. There's no athleticism. The jump shot's not there. All I'm seeing is just the pass. If he builds up more so the player he is right now with the no athleticism, but still with the high basketball IQ, the high passing, we got Caucasian Boris Diaw. You know, and that's not a bad player. He's just not a franchise player. He's more so a role player, and that's cool. He can
yeah,
be the 7, 6 man on, I mean, not the six man, but like the eighth, ninth man on somebody's team.
yeah, yeah,
That's cool. Well, how you feel? We saw the same thing. How do you feel?
yeah. That damn film was crazy. Like, I think just overall, this just a bad pick. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. In my eyes, he one of them dudes. I ain't gonna lie. Hell nah. Cause hell nah. I was gonna be nice, but hell no. Cause I don't care. Niggas like Caleb Love and RJ Davis didn't even get drafted. Y'all niggas could have had them clicked up with Cam Thomas before you did some shit like this, bro. Like, this some shit you wait a couple years on. Like, this nigga being just in training camp going crazy and shit. Like, he be at practice and then just over the years he be okay, cool, that's cool. But not for no goddamn first round eighth pick. Still crazy. He only has a pick and roll game, like we seen. But in the league, they on that shit. Cause they know what he looking to do. Like, there was no mix up. Every time somebody was hitting that screen, he was passing the ball. Like, it was very rare that he was laying it up. So like, I don't know. I'm just glad that these next two picks, like, not damn guard. It's crazy. The ninth and 10th picks, I feel like other than Cooper Flag, are the best goddamn picks out of all the ones that we rating. But with the next pick, the Raptors went with Colin Murray Boyles out of South
CMB.
Carolina. I like it for the Raptors. I mean, if they work on his 3-point shooting, you know what I'm saying, like they really get him in the lab, I feel like he could be a piece to their team. They probably finna lose RJ Barrett, so I'm not necessarily saying that he just take his spot or nothing like that. But I think having him as a guy that gets minutes, I would say don't have him on the floor. Well, I don't know. Having him and Scotty on the floor would be crazy. I ain't gonna cap. Defensive wise, that'd be crazy. Like backcourts would be in hell. But yeah, I like this fit though. It's different than everybody damn else who wanted to go for a guard. They actually went for somebody that they needed and didn't add on to their goddamn guard depth chart. But yeah, they get an A from me. How about you?
Yeah, CMB. He's crazy. Definitely got an eye for the ball. Like we were talking about on defense. Well, see, defense and offense, because he's just a high IQ player overall. Like, love it. He's not afraid to go for the steal. He's not afraid to go for the blocks. He's a tough defender. He's very tedious. I was like, he reminds me like a lot of Jerry Vando to me. The finishing could definitely be worked on, but he's at least not afraid to go in that paint. You know what I'm saying? Yamming on somebody.
Yeah.
We see him do it numerous of times. Jump shot definitely needs work, but with the things that he already has in his bag, it's not something that he necessarily has to rush into right now. He has years to develop that jump shot. Brook Lopez didn't have that jump shot until what the Lakers. When he was on the
Yeah.
Lakers, for real. All that other time, he was the the highest scoring net of all time. He wasn't really shooting that three like that. It was all within arc. Same
Hopefully.
could be done with him. He could, for all we know, he could develop into Draymond. I would love to see it. Yeah, like you said, the Raptors do have some decisions to make. You got Quickly, you got Barrett, you just picked up Bi, you still got Scotty Barnes. Don't know what's gonna happen with that. Hopefully they figure it out, especially with bringing him in. Because I
Yeah.
feel like CMB to me, he looks like a starter. I would love to see him start on NBA teams. Like CMB gets drafted by the Hornets, I would love it. He's a starter. He's definitely starting on that team. Same for the Nets or the Wizards. He would start on those teams for sure. We're looking at the other teams in this draft. But man, you're talking about filling in the spot that they definitely needed to fill it in the spot for. But let's talk about the Suns drafting. Come on, Maluch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 7'2" big man, lob threat. To me, I already say it looks like a reminds me of like a AD defensively. He reminds me of AD. He guard to pick and roll successively. He's not just sitting up there statue, slow legs. He's
Yeah.
really
Facts.
trying to, you know what I'm saying, stop that, put an end to that. Again, heavy on the blocks. Love any big man. Love any player that's heavy on the blocks. I love blocks. Like I said, athletic. He could definitely get more size, I feel like. But that comes with time. He's still a young player. We seen how Giannis looked when he first got to the league. We seen how KD looked when he first got to the league. KP, numerous other players. They're skinny when they first come in. He'll get the weight. I'll play to do that. But intangibles on defense, like it was like he has a tendency to kind of lose track of what is going on. It seems like he does get pushed around. I feel like that'll come in with him gaining more strength as the years go along, and more training. But for right now, he probably will get picked on when he first gets in. Have his welcome to the league moment pretty soon. But
Yeah.
I feel like the upside outweighs what's going on right now. Love the pick. See him on these Suns for years to come, especially with if D Book chooses to stay there
Yeah.
going forward. Great pick. One of the like you said, one of the best picks of this draft. I kind of wish we went to top five picks and didn't even go from 1 through 5. Just put the 5 best picks of the draft. To be honest, we could have went and did that. But yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Malute, bro. Let me go ahead and say this. I would have loved him on the Rockets. I feel like that would have been perfect. Oh my god, I'm so sick, bro. I'm so sick that that was in the KD trade. But yeah, with him going to the Suns, they needed it. They definitely needed it. Now, I do disagree with you, Jace, a little bit. I don't think he's a starter yet, but just because of what we've seen with the whole boxing out, like, I think during, like, maybe, hopefully before All Star break, I think he can crack into that starting lineup. But I think it's some little things that he needs to work on, and I think, like, with the bench unit, it will be best type, you know what I'm saying, type beat with, like I said, the whole boxing out. He seems to get lost on, you know what I'm saying, certain plays. When the ball is moving on the offensive end for the other team, he seems, you know what I'm saying, to get lost sometimes. But other than that, like I'm saying, that shit can be worked on. By All Star break, he can be exactly who he needs to be. He can have that starting role, and he could be one of the ones. Like, I definitely see it in him. Yeah, I love the pick. Like I said, them last two, the ninth and 10th pick, crazy picks, because of course these are the only ones that we're gonna talk about. But them, I don't know what the hell everybody else did except the Maverick, and they started off with a damn forward. But you know what? We ain't finna go on a whole little snapping spree. This was a great pick, but on to other things. We had Fred Van Vliet. We had him take a pay cut. Like that was what, like last week? Probably like, yeah, last week. So how you feel about that?
I mean, I feel like it's dope. I mean, it helps the team. I really was thinking he was going to take that 44. 45 mil or whatever it was, and they was just gonna trade him. But obviously he wants to stay with this team, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? He's a very integral part to their success. And just like Steven Adams, he stepped up. Yeah, that vet leadership stepped in. Bump all what you saw over the regular season and the numbers and looking at the stats and the highlights. That leadership kicked in. That championship pedigree kicked in, and they was like, "Oh, we really got a guard, bro." Damn. I forgot all about that, bro. That nigga really do be hooping. He really do know how to play this game for real. And I love that because now you got KD. So now it's even more expectations and even more eyes on y'all. So y'all need all y'all can get. On top of him taking that pay cut, you also retain Jeff Green. I have seen reports of them looking to trade Cam Whitmore, but they did lock in a few more pieces of their core. And that's going to be, you know what I'm saying, integral to their success for them becoming, the second seed or however high their aspirations are, you know what I'm saying, to continue that success. On top of that, we also been seeing, KD is talking about a potential extension as well because he wants to essentially retire as a Rocket. Like that'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see KD finally find a spot he can stay at and still be successful, man. How you feel about that? You the big KD guy, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I like it, especially with the young core that's around him. Like I love Thompson. Like just both of the Thompson twins, just in general. Like I've been on them since they were hooping at OTE and all that. But I mean, he is, if I'm not mistaken, he gonna be 37 in like September. Like it's coming to an end. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think you know what I'm saying. I don't know the nigga personally or nothing like that, but the last two situations, you know what I'm saying? It ain't never been I just don't want to be here, bro. You ain't never been it. If
Mm-hmm.
we go on last year with the Suns, like, as a man, or just as a ball player, how would you feel if there are reports out there that your team is trying to trade you? And you thinking, cause that was probably the team that he was planning on retiring with. Like we don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't. But even if we go back to the Nets, it was just unfortunate what was going on out there. You know what I'm saying? He probably wanted to stay in Brooklyn. Like he probably would be, you know what I'm saying, in Brooklyn to the day of if shit panned out how it was supposed to. When the pieces you came here with to build on just slowly just disappear, and not to say it like that, but these niggas go from Kyrie and Harden to the fucking Ben Simmons and Andre Drummond. It like, hey twin, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get the fuck up out of there too. I'm not gonna cap, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't keep being on my ass, bro. You ain't got no read without curve, bro. Okay, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I definitely like it because I think that this team can do something, especially with what they do. Because from what I also seen reports on he planning on taking a pay cut as well. So it's like if we
I
got
ain't see
two of the
that.
main
Okay.
guys, yeah. So if we got two of the main guys taking a pay cut, I hope y'all got something big and you know what I'm saying, something big in the works. And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm saying they'll cook up some. What's his name? The coach.
Udoka.
That,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I know he gonna cook up some. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
He a mastermind. So I know you know what I'm saying?
So one of Popovich's disciples.
But yeah, I love it, bro.
What
Really
else
love it.
I love, man?
Talk to me.
The fact that I'm hearing rumors and reports that Masai Ujiri could possibly end up in Atlanta, man. I would love for my Hawks to be in championship contention in and out of the year, bro. Like in season to season. We got a 21 season of the Hawks going to the Eastern Conference Finals. You ain't got to go to the finals for me, brother. I ain't gonna ask for all that. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't asked for you to be OKC and KD and the Rockets and all that. You ain't gotta do all that. Did get close though. I can talk
Yeah.
about you at work, bro. Just do that.
Right.
I talk about you to the homies. But yeah, man, it got reported yesterday that Masai Ujiri is out of the Rockets. I mean, of the Raptors organization. Definitely was kind of a shocker to some, not a shocker to most, because these reports have been going on for a while. Ever since the championship, they were saying that he probably could have ended up in the Knicks. He could have ended up at this team or that team. But he chose he built that championship team, and before that, he built that championship caliber team that was led by DeRozan and Kyle Lowry that was competing in and out, and he wanted to build that team back up. I love that about him. You know what I'm saying? Real resilient and smart. You know what I'm saying? He he wasn't just chasing names. He was chasing pieces that actually fit together. That
Yeah,
Raptors team was special.
yeah,
Even after they won that chip, they still had a chance to get back there with that core. So if he chooses to pick up another job, whether it be Atlanta, anywhere, they're getting somebody who really gives a fuck about this game that we play and that we
yeah.
listen to, that we watch. You know what I'm saying? And I hope they don't take that for granted. I know Toronto fans are gonna love him forever. He forever immortalized there, and if he picks somewhere else, if he chooses to, he'll be immortalized there as well. How do you feel about that? The Raptors losing out on that.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a big L on the Raptors. Can't count, especially with the young core that they have right now. Because Scotty Barnes, he's special. You know what I'm saying? And they got a pretty decent team right now. Like, coming out that East, I think they could be like, cause what were they last year? Were they a playing team? Were they one of the teams that was in the playing?
Toronto Raptors
But
last year.
that's just a big L on them. Cause like you said, he's somebody that care. He don't go for, like you said, he don't go for names. He go for pieces. Like
They
if
were 11.
Okay. See, I
11th
knew
in the
they was
East. The
that
year
then.
before 12th. The year before that 9th. And the year before that 5th.
So yeah. So I mean, I get, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we going off standing wise, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I feel like y'all broke down after damn near these last couple years. Y'all just been like slowly breaking down, but y'all also been picking up with like the Scotty Barnes draft and just shit like that. But y'all lost down there. I'm not gonna say damn near. Y'all lost y'all whole championship core within like, you know what I'm saying, a couple years. Like, so that's something that you definitely have to wait to pick back up. And it's not like this is somebody who doesn't know what he's doing. Like, y'all have a championship with this man, you know. But yeah, L for them. Whoever get them, y'all again one of the ones. So yeah, most definitely do not take that for granted.
For
But
sure.
just to stay on the topic of like, pay cuts and signings and all that. How you feeling about the Kyrie pay cut?
Yeah, man. I did see the Suns report saying that he spoke with Kyrie himself and asked him about that. And, he said he had three reasons. And the quote unquote, what I'm saying, not exact words, but he sees this team as a championship caliber team. And I can kind of see that, the potential is there. He was saying that he also wants to stay loyal to Dallas. You've seen how his stints went. His previous stints went with the Cavs, went with the Celtics, went with the Nets. They didn't kind of end well. They all didn't end well. They all had some type of drama, some type of ill will. Something went wrong here or there, and so far that hasn't happened with this Dallas stint. He's gotten injured. Okay, cool. Luka got traded. Okay, cool, but nothing tumultuous between him and the organization so far, and he wants to keep that going. And I love that for him. You know what I'm saying? That just shows his growth over the years. And also him saying he wants to build a legacy there. I love that as well because if we're being real, we look at the two teams in the middle between the Cavs. He does not have a legacy there. He didn't build a legacy as a net. He didn't get to. He didn't build a legacy. I mean, a good legacy at that. It's definitely a bad legacy there, and it's probably gonna stop a lot of bigger players from looking at the Nets. Probably similar to like a Knicks or something like that. To be honest with you, if we're going to the Cavs. Obviously, we see how that went. He's gonna be forever immortalized. I think number two rises up into the Raptors. We can go, that number two. We're gonna touch on that real quick. But number two gonna get rose up into the Raptors. I don't see nobody else wearing that once he retires. He hangs that jersey up. But yeah, I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Kyrie stand put and finally get to grow with a team. Really set his roots down, especially with him having kids and a family and stuff. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I definitely fuck with it. Like I said earlier when you had asked me about their team with Cooper Flag, and I was like, yeah, I think they're a championship team. Like with him taking that pay cut, I think it's room for them to get even better. So it's like I'm glad that he thinking for the team, even though not saying that he doesn't, you know what I'm saying, do that all the time. But like you were touching on, like just his reputation and how he done damn left teams and all that shit is like he can be an unselfish player. You know what I'm saying? But it's great for them. They just drafted Cooper Flag. That's a big, you know what I'm saying, a big draft. I was trying to look for another word, but that's a big pick for him. He taking a pay cut. It ain't no telling who they scoop up in his free agency. I love the move. But real quick, because we forgot to do it earlier. That Harper shit. The Harper. So if you don't know, Dylan Harper, who we touched on earlier, he's wearing number 2 for the Spurs. And of course, that brought up controversy. Why would they let him pick number 2? Y'all just gonna disrespect Kawhi like that? So how did you feel about it, Jay?
Man, mind you, this is the second year back to back. Cause if anybody remembers, De'Aaron Fox, I'm finna say Derek Fox. Who the fuck Derek Fox? If you was a Derek Fox like that, my bad, bro. But De'Aaron Fox chose number 2 because for whatever reason, I don't remember why the nigga tried to pick number 2. Like you know what the fuck going on. Like you
Yeah.
know this man won a Finals MVP over here. Everything did end the way it did, and that's really the real reason why they probably don't care about giving out number 2. Just like number 2 has been given out at the Cavaliers. It got given out the year after. Literally, as soon as Kyrie was gone, they gave it to Colin Sexton.
Yeah.
They really don't care. You're talking about Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler took them to 2 finals, multiple Eastern Conference finals, had elite top tier playoff performances, and they gave that man number to Andrew Wiggins that same day he got traded. So I don't know, teams is like not caring about that now all of a sudden, which is insane to me. But it seems to be based upon how their relationship had ended with said player. So to me, looking at it, it seems disrespectful. But like I said, the way it ended, I see why they feel the way they feel. My thing is with that player themselves. Why don't they feel like that's disrespectful? Like there's a legacy already on this team with that number. You're trying to, especially a chip success is tied to this number. It's not like what Paul George wore number 13 in OKC. Like nobody cares that Paul George wore number 13 in OKC. You know what I'm saying? People gonna wear that. He didn't really do anything with that. But people have done things with these numbers. So like as the player themselves, why don't they feel that? You know what I'm saying? That's the question I feel
Yeah.
like we should be asking. Like beyond that, that's pretty much all I got on that.
Disrespectful. I ain't gonna cap as fuck. He was a key part to that team. Even him young as fuck, he was a key part to that team. We could talk about the system and all that shit. That's cool. He was still a great player within that system, and he went on to win another one as soon as he left that goddamn team. So we know what caliber player he is, even still to this day, without the injuries. That's the only thing that been going on lately. But how the fuck him, Kyrie, Jimmy Butler, like you said, but him and Kyrie though, niggas who got like special moments when they won a championship with your team, them the players we not reserving just because. Don't get me wrong, like I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas leave off on bad terms, and you might be like, bruh, fuck that nigga, bro. I don't give a fuck what that nigga did for it. Like that cool, bro. But I feel like, but at the end of the day, bro, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We just gotta keep it real. Like, all right, bro, you did what you was supposed to do. Now I ain't gonna count. A lot of niggas put on their goddamn jersey, bro. You did the shit that they be wanting to do, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went to multiple finals, all that shit, bro. Like, you was a key nigga, gang. I can't act like that. We might have left off on a bad. Every time somebody mention you, I might be like, fuck that nigga. But I can't deny what you did. You know what I'm saying? Cause we can't. We go on YouTube right now and look at what the fuck happened. We go look at every game by game and go watch and see, like, damn, boy, Kawhi really. So, it's hella disrespectful. And that's how I mean, you know. It ain't no way in fuck.
For sure, man. But before we get out of here, man. Yeah. Well, to touch on the jersey shit real quick. Pat Riley retired number 23 when Michael Jordan retired, and the man never played for the Heat. Only dropped buckets on the Heat. Hey man, on that note, man, we up out of here, man. It's been another episode of Pro Conversations, man. We're gonna keep hitting y'all over the head. We don't know how many episodes we're gonna be dropping a week, but we're gonna keep this shit going, you know what I'm saying? Hoping y'all enjoying the content. It's only episode 2, man. It's only the beginning, man. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy I Love You Jace.
And it's your boy Mook,
Yeah,
and
we
we are up out of here.
out this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Yes sir, nigga.